Hello and welcome to CloudFolks Hub. Right now, I am inside state function and I am creating one state machine. Now, when I am creating this state machine, I am getting two options here, standard and express. I am really confused about it, like what are the use cases of this particular two options? Which option should I select for my workflow? You don't need to worry about this. I am going to clear all your confusion in this video. So let's start. Now, here I have 7 points of comparison between standard and express. The first is the most important part and it is one of the most deciding factor to select standard or express. And this is use case. Now, first of all, you have to find out the use case of your workflow. If your workflow is complex and it is running for so many days, you can go for standard. If your workflow is short and simple, then you can go for the express. So here I am going to give you an example. Let's say that you have e-commerce website and you have one workflow which is used for the from order to the shipment delivery. Now in this case, this workflow is going to run for 6 days, 7 days, right? And it is complex as well. There are so many steps. Now, in this case, you can go with the standard workflow. But here I have another example for the express workflow as well. Let's say that you have one mobile application. There is a form over there. User is going to click on this and it is actually going to store data into the database. Now, this is very short flow you have. User is just clicking over there and within 2 to 3 seconds, the data is going to store inside the database. Now, if you have this kind of simple but fast workflow requirement, you can go with the express workflow, right? So this is like a use case which is one of the most deciding factor while choosing your state machine type. Now, let's talk about other options as well. Maximum duration. How long a single execution of workflow can last? If I'm talking about standard, it can last up to 1 year. So you have just started workflow today in 2025. It can go or run up to 2026. So your workflow can have 1 year duration. If I'm going to talk about express, the maximum duration is only 5 minutes. That's why I said you, if you have quick workflow, you can go with the express one. Now, let's talk about the execution state rate. Means how many workflow can start per second. If I'm going to talk about standard, you can run up to 2000 workflow per second. But here it is a huge, we can run up to 100,000 workflow per second. Then let's talk about the pricing model as well. We have to talk about pricing model because, they have different pricing structure. If I'm going to talk about standard, you pay for each step. For example, if I have one workflow with these 3 steps, each step is known as transition and you have to pay for per transition. 1 order equal to 3 state transition and 1000 orders equal to 3000 state transition. Now, AWS charge per 1000 transition. They are counting each and every transition, but when you are paying them, we have to pay per 1000 transition. It is really very easy to calculate pricing for standard. But if I'm going to talk about express, we have a little bit complex process over here because in the express, you are paying per request, per duration and memory usage as well. Now, let's understand all of them step by step. Request. Every time you start workflow, even from the AWS console, it counts 1 request. For example, if you executed your flow 10,000 times, you have to have 10,000 requests. Same way, you have to pay for the duration as well from the moment the workflow starts till it ends or fails. Now, it is rounded to the nearest 100 ms. Means you have 350 ms becomes 400 ms per billing. So if your flow is working for 350 ms, you have to pay for 400 ms, right? Along with this, it is also like charge for the memory usage. Now you may have one question over here as well, that we are not assigning memory to our step function. And this is true, like we are not assigning memory. But whenever AWS is executing your flow, they are using this memory. So we have to pay for these charges as well. Now here they have billing according to the 64 MB chunks. So for example, if I have one function which is using 90 MB memory, still I have to pay for 120 MB. Keep this in mind again, that we are not assigning memory. This consumption is automatically counted by AWS. Okay. So this is pricing. Now, let's talk about the execution history. How long AWS keeps the logs of what happened in your workflow. If I'm going to talk about standard full history stored for 90 days. So in the step function, you will get history of all your execution flow for 90 days. If I'm going to talk about Express, they don't have this. So they are not storing any kind of logs in the step function itself. But yes, if you want to store these logs into the CloudWatch logs, you can configure it. So whenever you will execute any flow, AWS will send all these logs to the CloudWatch. But for Express, they are not storing any logs into the step function itself. Now, retry and error handling.
Sorry to interrupt you. I know you guys are enjoying our video a lot, because our final ultimate goal is Solution Architect Certification exam. To reach the destination, we required full videos. To create our success story, here we have a 3 path. You can choose any of them. Path number 1, our 6-in-1 program. Our 6-in-1 program include all prerequisite skills which is needed as a cloud engineer. It include 24/7 support, lifetime update, section-wise practice test, full course practice test with tips and tricks by Bhavesh Atara, how to do exam preparation course, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara, and 6 AWS project with documents. Path number 2, you can enroll by paying $499 and get Hindi and English, both the languages, videos of AWS. Path number 3, which is the last one, you can join our YouTube Elite membership. The choice is yours, how to create your success story by choosing best one. Best of luck. Thank you.